267. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, my name is Tiana.
How
I'm
you
calling from
doing?
Delaware.
You got a question on?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, I was wondering and just thinking about like the environmental psychology behind like gun violence, how it's open carry and such in Atlanta and other type of cities, major cities, predominantly black, or we know for black people being at compared to Philadelphia where it's like a lack of gun control, lack of gun laws and stuff. So what
But
makes
Philip, but
up the
Pennsylvania,
difference?
but in the state of Pennsylvania, you can carry a gun with ease. It's the same.
Right, in the state of Pennsylvania, but in the city of Philadelphia, the gun laws are different,
Meaning
and I
what?
think they're I think they're more
What do you mean?
loopholes.
What do you mean by that they're different?
In Philadelphia compared to Pennsylvania or Atlanta, I think it's not there's not any type of regulation, whether it's based from the streets, from the states, from the city. I don't think there's any type of regulation. So what does that stem from and why? Like, is it
What's
environmental? Is
the,
it because of
what is so what I would like to know is that true? Because when I
I
was
feel like I mean, mhm,
I just Google and that's what I Google. I typed and
mhm.
it says the main difference is that Philadelphia requires a permit to carry a firearm, even if it is openly displayed, while the rest of Pennsylvania allows open carry without a permit.
Mm.
In Philadelphia, you must have a license to carry a firearm, regardless of whether it is concealed or not. Whereas elsewhere in the state, open carry without a permit is generally legal. So what you said is actually reverse.
Okay, so it's stricter laws in the
It's
city
strict.
and looser laws outside.
Yeah, it's actually
Okay,
stricter in the city as opposed to outside.
got it.
Now the gun problem, because
Yeah.
like you say that now, Chicago, you can't carry guns at all without a license. It's hard as hell to get a license in Chicago, but it doesn't stop
Hmm.
us from having guns. Same thing with New Jersey,
Right.
same thing with New York. It's hard to get guns, but it doesn't stop you from carrying it. The license, first of all, the license that they create are mainly for white people to carry. It's the second or third amendment, could be the fourth. The right,
Yeah.
the
The
right,
second.
the second, right, the right to bear arms.
Arms.
So
Mhm.
the ability to carry weapons has nothing to do with black people. It's all about the violence of white people. White people are that violent to where they want to make sure that they can carry them arms. So guns is
Mm.
not a black problem. Guns is an American problem. Now, of course, because we're
Right.
black, our concern is mainly us, mainly our people. So I get why you're
Mhm.
asking that question. So we have that problem for lack of brotherhood. We have that problem from oppression. We have that a problem from white supremacy. We have that problem from drugs. We have that problem from generational gang violence. That's why we have that problem because you can have people like I have a license to carry in New Jersey. I know
Mhm.
other brothers that have license to carry in Philadelphia, all throughout the United States. I travel with the weapon and everything, but I don't go and shoot people because it's for self defense. But I also
Mhm.
not in that type of environment. And so the reason why we unalive each other is because of our disobedience to the Most High. If I was to read a few scriptures in Deuteronomy 28 and 64,
Mhm.
I'm gonna read two scriptures in Deuteronomy, not 64. I apologize, that's not it. In Deuteronomy 28 and 56, I
I
think
have
it
a
is.
question after you're done.
Yeah, if you could just stay muted. Let me just make sure I muted you. Who said they have a question after I'm done? Who said that? Oh, the one and only. You gotta wait. I got a lot of phone calls, brother, but I'll come to you. Just be patient. But make
Oh,
sure,
Deuteronomy.
yeah. I'm going to Deuteronomy 28 and 54. It says, so the man that is tender and delicate among you, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall live. Even us being on the corners. I don't know if they still on
Mhm.
the corner everywhere, but in Isaiah 51 and 20, it talks about, it says, thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. So imagine a bull in a net. The bull, of course, is going to try to fight to get up out that net. That's us on the corner.
Mm.
That's us in the ghettos. That's us in the barrios. That's us on the reservations, to where we destroy each other because of our disobedience to the Most High.
So was there like a starting to this, like a biblical beginning or like a historical beginning to how, I guess the white folks kind of oppressed us with
Yeah,
the
that's
lack of education, knowledge, and more violence?
well, from a biblical perspective, as I was in Deuteronomy 28, in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, if I read Deuteronomy 28:1, it says, if it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all the commandments which are above thee this day, that the Most High God will set thee on high above all nations, and all these blessings shall come upon thee. So now that's the start. If we obey the Most High, we would be blessed, and that's our wisdom. We think, like, we be thinking that having this high science is wisdom. We think all those things is wisdom. But if I read Deuteronomy 4, it said, this is Deuteronomy 4:5. It says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that you should do the same, that you should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a great nation. This is a great nation, is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great that has God so nigh unto them? That's how it would be for us if we just kept the law, statutes, and commandments. That's our wisdom. Now, our enemies know that. So before I read the punishments, I want to show you something. This is in the Apocrypha. This is the book of Judith. I think it's chapter 4. Wait, is it 5? Let me see. Wait. Okay, this is the book of Judith, chapter 5. And in the book of Judith, chapter 5, they was coming to fight the children of Israel. And as they coming to fight the children of Israel, the children of Israel begin to gird up to prepare for the battle. And so the captain is like, who is this people? Right? And so when he says, who is this people? This guy Achior, the captain of the all the sons of Ammon, says, let now hear the word of the mouth of thy servant. So he begins to break down the children of Israel and who they are. So he talks about how they came out of Mesopotamia. He talks about how God brought them out of Egypt. And then he said this, and which is one of the most important part. This is Judith 5:17. It says, and whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the God that hateth iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their God was cast to the ground. Because remember, you asked the question, how did we get in this position? How did we get in this captivity? XYZ. Because the other nations know that if they can get us from following and serving the Most High, then they can have dominion over us. I'm gonna keep reading. It says, but now in this verse it says, but now they are returned to their God and have come from the places where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against the people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let's go up. So these other nations, so the white man, the Arabs, the Chinese, everybody know that as long as they can keep black people on drugs, black people, lesbians, homosexuals, XYZ like that, black people, single parent homes, broken homes, black people, abortion, black people unaliving, that our God is going to keep us on the bottom. And so that's how they keep us. They give us. So let me read this part. This is Deuteronomy 28:15. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all the commandments, his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Then it says, cursed shalt thou be in the city, cursed shalt thou be in the field, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. And so now you look at the black communities. In the black communities, we're cursed in the city. In the black communities, we're cursed in the field. The field is synonymous for the workplace. We're cursed in our basket and store. We don't have stores. We don't have businesses. The punishments that we suffer is for our disobedience to God. That's why there is no solution. Like, we look for solutions in the president. We look for solutions in the mayor and the senator. We look for solutions in all these different things, but that's not the case. And that's why we suffer, sis.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any other questions?
Like, so how does the punishment come upon those who
pray
on our downfall?
Let me ask you a question. Do you follow like the Israelite way, or what do you believe in?
My family does, so I'm kind of like a new oncomer learning it, coming from like just typical Christianity.
Your typical Christianity. So in Christianity, we're taught God loves everybody, right?
Yeah, I recently learned that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true.
He could be, you know, mean to you. He could punish people.
And so think about it. The people that taught us God loves everybody, did they love us?
No, not at all.
That's the danger. That it's as simple as that. That's how easy it is for us to get punished and deceived by the white man. The white man enslaves us and then tell us God love everybody, the God that they serve. But if the God that they serve loved everybody, why didn't they love us? Why didn't they care for us? Why did they enslave us? You understand?
Right. Yes.
That's how simple it is.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome, sis. I appreciate the call.